हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण।
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वत देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं हरिः ओम् तत्सत्। Hare Krishna. So welcome everybody to this nice day of Ramchandra Vijayotsava, alternatively known as the Sahara also. So I'm very happy that I'm able to get an opportunity to talk to all of you. The agenda of today's discussion is to appreciate the Ramayana and derive some learning lessons from Ramayana. So the class is titled as Sri Ramayana Shiksha. So of course there are many um, one second. There are many lessons which can be derived from Sri Ramayana, and there is no limit to that number of lessons. The Ramayana itself is um, unlimited rather. However, Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, has said that the result of reading Ramayana is the same as that of reading Bhagavad Gita. So Ramayana, originally as composed by Sri Valmiki, has 24,000 verses. So that is the original authentic Ramayana. And from that, various other summaries, summarization, or remembrances have been derived. But the original Ramayana is Valmiki Ramayana. So the result of reading the Ramayana is the same as the result of reading Bhagavad Gita. So in Kali Yuga, given the short lifespan and the short memory and the dull spiritual nature which we all inherit due to being born in Kali Yuga, um, it appears that reading Bhagavad Gita is easier. However, that does not stop us from reading Ramayana. So today's discussion is lessons derived from Sri Ramayana. So because this is the Dasahara season, this is the Durga Puja season, so I would like to highlight the relationship between Lord Ram and Mother Durga, or highlight the relationship between Bhagwan and Mother Durga. So I'd like to share my screen. So all of you are able to see my screen. I'm quoting from the Brahma Samhita. So this is the relationship which is between Krishna and Mother Durga. So this is a verse from Brahma Samhita 5.44. Shrishti sthiti pralaya sadhana shaktireka chhaye vayasya bhuvanani vibharti Durga. As you can see, the name Durga also is coming here. इच्छानुरूपमपि यस्य चेष्टते सा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. So Lord Brahma is speaking the relationship between Mother Durga and the Supreme Lord, Krishna or Lord Ram, etc. The external potency Maya, who is of the nature of the shadow of the Chit potency, is worshipped by all as Durga. So the Maya Shakti of the Lord is called as Durga. And it is one of the energies. It is not the only energy. So in the material world in general, Mahamaya or Mother Durga is active, and her job is to test the seriousness of people on their path, on their way to Krishna. On the way to Krishna, how serious and sincere we are becoming, Mother Durga will test. So she is called Mahamaya. Also, there are many living entities who have taken a desire or who want to stay away from Krishna, who don't want to be with Krishna. So it is necessary to be an illusion in order to forget Krishna. So Mother Durga facilitates that also. She is facilitating the laws of material nature, and she is facilitating as a very nice representative or a secretary of the Lord. And what she does, she takes the charge of creating, preserving, and destroying agency of the mundane world. However, as the verse says, Ichhanu rupam api yasya cha cheshtate sa. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, in accordance to whose will Durga conducts herself. So whatever Mother Durga or Maya Shakti is doing, it is happening as per the will of Krishna. It is happening as per the will of Bhagwan. So Mother Durga is a representative of Krishna who is doing the work of disciplining all the living entities who have become Bahirmukh, who have turned their back towards Krishna. So in order to treat them and bring them to their proper senses through Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, and Adi Devik Kleshas, which is her Trishul, she gives treatment to all the living entities so that they understand that this world is a Dukhalayam, not a place good enough to stay. Let me take shelter of Bhagwan and go back home, back to God. And she is one of the energies of Bhagwan. So this is the relationship between Shakti and Shaktiman, that is Mother Durga and Lord Krishna. Now, the same thing is also highlighted in the Bhagavad Gita. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagadvi parivartate. The material nature, which is one of my energies, again Krishna is saying, one of my energies, material nature, or also known as Mother Durga, is working under my direction. Mayadhyakshena prakriti, under my direction. So, son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings, under whose direction? Under the direction of Krishna. And under its rule, manifestation is created and annihilated again and again and again. So those who are wise, those who are intelligent, they understand this arrangement of the universe. So it also implies that those who are less intelligent, they do not understand this arrangement. For instance, if there is a head office and there is a branch office, those who are intelligent, they will understand that the branch office is being controlled by the head office. Those who are less intelligent, they will think branch office is all in all. So the devotees of Lord Krishna, Lord Ram, or those who are Vaishnavas, they understand that I am a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am a worshipper of Bhagwan. And here is the agency of Bhagwan. Here is the energy of Bhagwan, who has taken up the very important task in this material world of ensuring who is serious enough to progress in bhakti. And those who are not serious, so many allurements will be offered, so many deviations will be offered so that one can forget Krishna, because that is what the Jiva wanted. They wanted to forget Bhagwan. That's why they came in the material world. They wanted to enjoy separately from Bhagwan. They wanted to live separately from Bhagwan. So Krishna is facilitating now. So this is the relationship between Mother Durga and Bhagwan. Just wanted to highlight this. Now, in order to start today's discussion, even before we start, I'd like to tell you, I'd like to summarize the whole Ramayana in 2 minutes. So Ramayana is Sharanagati Grantha. Everything which is happening in Ramayana by any of the characters, whether it is Lord Ram or Mother Sita or Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrughna, or Hanuman or Jamvant or Vibhishana or anybody, Sugriva, all the activities and all the pastimes are being done just to inspire surrender, just to inspire the living entities that you have to become Sharanagati. You have to surrender to the lotus feet of Bhagwan. You have to surrender to the lotus feet of Lord Ram. You have to surrender to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So it is called as Sharanagati Grantha. And then those who are not able to understand that, yes, Lord Ram is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, those who are not able to understand this, for them, Ramayana is not, or Ramayana or Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, they cannot get any benefit out of it. The same thing is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also. Sa evayam mayate daya yoga proktah puratanah bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hi etad uttam. Even while reading Bhagavad Gita, those who are able to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead or Bhagwan, not as some human being or some mortal person or some yogi or some great personality, no, Bhagwan. And those who have a non-envious service mentality, just like a friend, non-envious, friendly service mentality towards Krishna, only they can understand Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, Rahasyam, they will never understand. So similarly, Ramayana. Until unless you accept that Lord Ram is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and until unless you have a desire to surrender to him, Ramayana will be useless. No matter how many times you read, even after reading Ramayana, you will be engaged in sinful activities. So this is very important. You can become a scholar, but you cannot become a practitioner of these principles, eternal principles of Sanatana Dharma. So this is the summary of the whole Ramayana. So surrender means what? Very nicely, surrender has been defined by our acharyas. आनुकूल्यस्य संकल्प प्रतिकूल्यस्य वर्जनम रक्षिष्यति इति विश्वासो गोपतृप्ति वर्णम तथा आत्मनिक्षेप कार्पण्य षड्विधि शरणागति. This is the definition of Sharanagati. How to surrender? There are 6 steps to surrender. Step number 1. Anukulyasya sankalpa. Whatever is favorable for doing bhakti, that I should accept. And then I should act upon it. So what is favorable for doing bhakti? Chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the order of the acharyas. So slowly I should come to that level. And if I've come to that level, then I should ensure that I'm chanting attentively. I should always remain in the association of devotees. I should regularly hear the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam. And I should take a diet of Krishna Prasad. These are anukulyasya. Pratikulyasya varjanam. Those which are unfavorable, I'll give up. So, for example, what are the unfavorable things for practicing bhakti? Some of the unfavorable things could be engaging in sinful life, like meat eating, gambling, illicit sex life, intoxication. And these things are very sinful. Even all the scriptures, whether it is Hinduism or Islam or Christianity, every scripture condemns these things. Some more things which are unfavorable is unnecessary gossip, prajalpa. Those who engage in prajalpa, either through social media or through newspapers, they will kill their spiritual life. So prajalpa should be avoided, and so many like things which are unfavorable for bhakti to be given. This is the steps to surrender. Step number 1: everything favorable, accept it; everything unfavorable, reject it. Okay, and then anukulyasya salpanka pratikulyasya rakshishyati iti vishwaso. One should have full faith that the Lord will protect me. One should have full faith. One should not have a doubt. Yeah, I'm doing chanting, patani, Krishna will take care of me or not. Don't have this doubt. Have full faith. Have full faith. Everything happens in our life with faith only, but we put our faith in Wikipedia. We put our faith in social media, we put our faith in politicians, but we don't put our faith in Bhagavan. That is our problem of our life. We don't put our faith in Bhagavan, and that is why we suffer. Imagine if somebody is depending on you and has full faith in you, how much obligation you will feel in your heart to assist that person. Suppose your child. Your child is completely dependent on you to, the child has eaten breakfast, now is completely dependent on you to have lunch and has full faith that mummy will give me, papa will give me. How much obligated you will feel to give, just see, just because that child has faith. So similarly, Krishna also feels very obligated towards those people who have faith in him. So we should have faith. The third step of surrender is to have faith that Lord will protect me. Fourth step is being exclusively dependent on the mercy of the Lord. Your child should not go to the neighbor to ask for lunch. It should only depend on you, exclusively on you for lunch. And your mercy, your help. Whatever the child needs, it will not go to the neighbor. It will not go to the friend. It will come to you only. Then only the child will be able to become disciplined, obedient, and self-controlled in the association of parents. So the fourth step to Sharanagati is be exclusively dependent on Krishna. This also means don't engage in taking shelter of other personalities. Don't take shelter of politicians. Don't take shelter of miracle workers, miracle men. Don't take shelter of even demigods. Don't take shelter of pitris or forefathers. Nobody. Just take shelter of exclusively depend on Krishna. Exclusively depend on Bhagavan. That is a very important. Krishna Eka Sharanam. When we take shelter of exclusive shelter of Bhagavan, this one single quality gives rise to so many other good qualities. In fact, all the other devotional qualities develop just because of this one single quality. Krishna Eka Sharanam. Taking exclusive shelter of Bhagavan. So this is the fourth step to surrender. The fifth step to surrender is Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam rakshishyati iti vishwaso gopatratyavarnam tatha atmanikshepa karpanya. Having no other interest separate from the Lord. That means my job is to do what God wants me to do. God wants me to do something, I will do that. And I have no other separate interest. The reason why we are in the material world is because we thought we should have a separate agenda, a separate interest for ourselves. That is the reason why we are in the material world. The residents of Vaikuntha, the residents of spiritual Ayodhya, the residents of Golok Vrindavan, they have no other reason to live other than to please Krishna and serve Krishna. That is love. Just like a mother has no other reason to live other than taking care of the child. And similarly, I should not have a separate agenda. In fact, this is not just valid for Bhagwan and Bhakta. This is valid for Guru and Shishya also. As long as the Shishya is staying in the ashram of the Guru, the Shishya or the disciple should have no other motivation, should have no other agenda other than serving the Guru. Then only real transfer of knowledge can happen. Then only the Guru can really feel merciful. So no other separate interest. And lastly, always remain humble. Atma Nikshepa Karpanya. Always remain humble, meek and humble. Always remember, those who are meek and humble, they inherit the kingdom of God. Bible says this. So this is already also mentioned in the Vedic literatures. So these are the 6 steps to surrender, and Ramayana, the result of reading Ramayana should be this Sharanagati. Now, as I said, there are unlimited lessons which can be derived, but I will choose few lessons. Some of the lessons which we learned today would be character charms our heart more than accomplishments. This is the lesson number 1 which we will learn through Ramayana, that it is character which really attracts people, charms the heart of people, and not accomplishments or victories or things which we have achieved in life. The second lesson which we will learn today is that bhakti is beyond all external qualifications. The third lesson which we will learn is that the Lord does not tolerate any offenses or any aparad done to his devotees. The Lord does not tolerate Vaishnava aparadha. And the fourth, if time permits, the fourth lesson which we would learn is the difference of opinion which devotees have amongst themselves should not disturb their relationships. Sometimes we, even as devotees coming together, trying to serve together, we have some difference of opinion. So that should not disturb our consciousness. That should not disturb. And we should not be thinking that, okay, let me leave this temple because nobody is agreeing with me. So I will give examples from Ramayana to show these lessons. And of course, if time permits, we'll see. I have 19 to 20 lessons here in my notes. Let's see how much we can cover. But I have chosen primarily these four to discuss today. So lesson number one, character charms our hearts more than accomplishments. So Lord Ram's character is the most ideal character. Once Hanuman asked Lakshmana that why you have dedicated your life to Lord Ram's service. You're also a Kshatriya. You're also powerful. You can have your own kingdom. Why you have simply become a menial servant of wherever Ram goes, you follow? What is? So the Valmiki Ramayana says, Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanno. Lakshmana's wealth was service of Ram. There was no other reason for which Lakshmana existed. So, so therefore, the residents of the spiritual world are like Lakshmana. They only exist to serve the Lord. And even after crores of years, we are still talking about Lakshmana. Why? Because his desire to serve the Lord was unflinching in all circumstances. He was ready to serve. So Hanuman was asking why you are serving the Lord. Why do you feel so attracted to Lord Ram? So Lakshmana, you know what reason he gave? He said, I am so attracted to Lord Ram that I am ready to serve him life after life because of two qualities. Number one, he is Kritagnya and he is Bahugnya. Kritagnya means anybody does any small seva to Lord Ram, he becomes eternally grateful. For the rest of his life, he will never forget and he will always glorify that this person helped me. So this is called character. Lakshmana didn't say that I have become a servant of Ram because he has the potency to kill Ravan. He has done this, he has done that, he's the greatest bowman. No. He's Kritagnya. He's very grateful to everybody. And he's Bahugnya. You do a small help, but he will think of it or he will present it in front of others as if you have done something extremely great for him. This is the nature. In the Nectar of Devotion, a book called Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, written by Srila Rupa Goswami, one of our acharyas, there he writes, there is a verse which tells us the consciousness of Bhagwan. Bhagwan is also a living entity who is very conscious. Not just like us, but has a supreme consciousness, but has feelings, has thoughts. So he is highlighting, Rupa Goswami is highlighting that when Krishna is speaking to Draupadi and telling that Draupadi, when she was being stripped naked, when the Vastra Haran was being done in the Kuru Raj Sabha, at that time she requested help from everybody. But later on, she took my shelter, Krishnaika Sharanam. And then she raised her hands up in the sky and she called out to me, Govinda, Damodara, Madhava. In that helpless situation, in an offenseless way, when she called out to me, I became indebted to her and immediately I had to go and help her. And every moment, although Draupadi is not calling out to me again in such a helpless situation, but I keep remembering of that helpless call of Draupadi, and every moment I feel more and more indebted to Draupadi. I feel more and more grateful to Draupadi. I feel more and more obligated to Draupadi. simply by remembering how she called out to me once. So this is the consciousness of Bhagwan. Kritagnya Bahugnya. We will just offer one small tulsi leaf by chanting Hare Krishna to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna or Lord Ram. But Lord Ram will take it as, oh, he has offered the whole world, he has offered his entire existence to me. So these two qualities, Kritagnya and Bahugnya, used to attract Lakshmana. So the lesson which we are trying to learn here is character charms the heart more than accomplishments. So let's see a little bit of the character of Lord Ram. Valmiki Muni is asking Narad Muni before the Ramayana is created that what should I write about? Whom should I write about? So there is a verse with which Valmiki Ramayana begins. Kono asmin sampratam loke gunavan kahascha viryavan dharmagnyascha kritagnyascha satyavakyo dridhavrata. So like this, he's asking who is that personality who is gunavan, viryavan, dharmagnya, kritagnya, satyavakya, dridhavrata. चरित्रेण सर्वभूतेषु कोहित विद्वान समर्थ प्रियदर्शन आत्मवान जितक्रोध द्युतिमान अनसूयकः. So like that, he's asking who is that person who has these qualities. So what does the word gunwan mean? Gunwan means that a person who never gives up the laws of the Vedic culture, even in provoking circumstances. That means a person who always follows the Vedic culture, even when it is difficult to follow, even in provoking situations. Such a person is called Gunavan. Virivan means a person who never forgets the call of his duty. And he always shows bravery, never shows weak-heartedness. Dharmagnya. Dharmagnya means one who is the knower of the principles of religion, even when the circumstance is very blurry, even when it is difficult to understand Dharma Sankat, what to do. One who knows the principles of religion, he is Dharmagnya, true knower of principles of eternal religion. Kritagnya, one who is very grateful. Satyavakya, one who speaks always the truth. Dridhavrata, one who decides something, it has to happen. About Lord Ram, Valmiki says that Lord Ram, when he used to decide, just by his deciding to do something, everything would be done. When the fight between Lakshmana and Indrajit, Meghnad, was son of Ravan, was going on. So the fight went on for one day. Lord Ram decided enough is enough. What is this Indrajit? He's disturbing my younger brother so much. Because he's not fighting as per principles. He's using illusory power to fight. He disappears and then comes there and disappears, comes there. This is not proper code of conduct of fighting. So Lord Ram decided today I will kill him. And Indrajit came to know that Lord Ram has decided to kill me. Simply by hearing that Ram has decided, Indrajit fled the battlefield. And then Lakshmana had to chase him and all that had happened. So he is Dridhavrata. Simply if he will decide, no, you can understand that the task is done. So that is the nature. Charitrena, one who has a great character, spotless character. Vidwan, one who has all knowledge. Samartha, one who is capable. Priyadarshana, one who is very beautiful and charming to look at. Here the beauty and charming nature which I am talking about is not the material beauty, not like some Bollywood or Hollywood heroes or heroines. No. When we see material beauty, we become lustily agitated. We become fixated, we become infatuated. But spiritual beauty is something else. Lord Ram is Priyadarshan. Lord Krishna is Priyadarshan. Simply by seeing them, all the difficulties and the distress and the lust which you have, simply by seeing them, the lust will go away. The anga tapa, the difficulties and the distress which you are going through will go away. That is called Priyadarshan. Mother Rukmini writes in her love letter to Lord Krishna that I have not seen you, I have not met you. I have only heard about you by the sages, by Narad Muni and others who come in our palace. Simply by hearing about you, I repeat, simply by hearing about you, all the distress which was there in my body simply by hearing about your beauty, all the distress which was I was going through my body and mind, because of my body and mind, all the distress which I had because of others, and all the distress which I had because of being in this material world through natural calamities, and all the other lust, anger, greed, illusion, enviousness, and attachments have vanished. Harato angatapam. Everything has been taken away by the description of your wonderful beauty. So that is Priyadarshana. So Lord Ram is Priyadarshana. And again, Jita Krodha, Dutiman, Anasuyakaha, non-envious, etc. So this is his character. I would like to relate one incident which will win your heart, and then you'll understand who is Bhagwan. Vishwamitra comes to ask from Dashrath the help of Lord Ram, and Lakshman follows him. And the first instruction which Vishwamitra gives to Lord Ram is kill Tadaka. Now, the people of Raghukul, they had taken a vow that we will never kill women, children, old men, brahmanas, and cows. These five kinds of people have to be always protected unconditionally. But the first instruction which he's getting from Vishwamitra is to kill a woman, Tadaka. So he's Lord Ram is thinking with his bow and arrow whether to kill or not kill, to kill or not to kill. Although this woman, Tadaka, she was not just a woman, she was a witch demoness who had done so many crimes and killed so many innocent people, destroyed so many hermitages. Basically, a criminal, a bloody criminal. The description of Tadaka is given. Simply by reading it, you'll not be able to sleep. So Lord Ram was thinking that my Guru is ordering. Guru's grace is more important than public disgrace. Of course, public will say, hey, what you did, being a son of Maharaj Dashrath, you have killed a woman demon. But he thought that more important than this public disgrace is the grace of Guru. Guru's grace is more important than public disgrace. So this shows the character of Lord Ram. He's ready to sacrifice his personal name and fame just to please his Guru. And this is why Ram is Ram. Please understand, Ram did not become famous all over the world because of the power and the qualities which he had. Rather, the qualities which Ram possessed became famous because Ram was displaying them. This is Bhagwan. And this is valid for every aspect of Bhagwan. It is said that when Krishna puts a garland, a Vaijayanti Mala, he doesn't look beautiful because of that garland. The garland looks beautiful because he is wearing it. So similarly, all the qualities which Lord Ram displayed, he did not become famous because of those qualities. These qualities became famous because Ram was displayed. So this is the meaning of character charms our hearts more than accomplishments. So therefore, the message, the learning lesson here is make a devotional character, because this is going to give more satisfaction and create more inspiration in the society rather than just accomplishments and achievements. Character wins the heart of people and not accomplishments. Lesson number one. Lesson number two. Of course, there is so many, I will take a little bit more time to glorify Lord Ram because this is a Ramayana Shiksha. So I'll open one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll share my screen. This verse talks about the ideal nature of Lord Ram from Bhagavatam. It says, Om Namo Bhagavate Uttama Shlokaya Nama Arya Lakshana Sheelavrata Namah Sadhuvad Nikashanaya Namo Brahmanya Devaya Mahapurushaya Maharajya Rajaya Nama iti. Glorification of Lord Ram. Let me please your lordship by chanting the Bij mantra Omkar. I wish to offer my obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, who is the best amongst the most highly elevated personalities. Your lordship is the reservoir of all good qualities. This is the word Arya Lakshana Shila Vrataya. The Aryans means what? Don't go by the history which you have studied. It is a false propaganda, a false philosophy created. The word Arya means one who is the follower of a Vedic culture. Those who follow Vedic culture, they are Aryans. Those who don't follow Vedic culture, they are non-Aryans. And the history books have taught us, given different lesson. So your lordship is the reservoir of all good qualities of the Aryans, people who are advanced. Your character and behavior always consistent, and you always control your senses and mind. Acting just like an ordinary human being, you exhibit exemplary character to teach others how to behave. There is a touchstone that can be used to examine the quality of gold. You are like the touchstone that can verify all other good qualities. You are worshipped by the Brahmanas, who are the foremost of all devotees. You are the supreme person, the king of kings. And therefore, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. This prayer has been done by Hanuman. Actually. Hanuman is praying like this in the memory of Lord Ram. So, Arya Lakshana Shila Vrataya. Again, here it means because he's possessing those qualities, so those qualities are becoming good. Those qualities are becoming reverential and talked about and being famous, etc. So Lord Ramchandra has all good qualities. Not only he is an ideal son, he's the ideal husband, he's the ideal student. And there are some other verses which I have noted down. This is there from the Vishnu Sahasranam. Or no, not Vishnu Sahasranam. This is from Venkata Suprabhatam. Suprabhatam, which people sing every day. This verse is there, which is glorifying Lord Ram. अभिराम गुणाकर दाश रथे जगदेक धनुर्धर धीर मते रघुनायक राम रमेश विभो वरदो भवदेव दया जलधे. So Abhiram Gunakar Dasharathe. Abhiram means the most beautiful. It's so beautiful. And Gunakar means one who has those qualities, always following the Vedic culture, always following character is supreme. So Abhirama Gunakara Dashrathe, virtuous son of Dashrath, who is very beautiful. Jagadeka Dhanuradhara Dhiramate. He is a great bowman, a great archer. And Jagadek, nobody is as courageous as him in the whole world, the entire world. And his unique quality is Dhiramate. Never gets agitated. Never gets agitated by difficulties, never gets agitated by lusty desires, never gets agitated by turn of sequence of events. For example, Lord Ram was called by his father and told that tomorrow you are going to be crowned as the king of Ayodhya. And he comes and he talks to his father and he goes back. And next day, again his father calls him and Kaikeyi informs him that you're not going to be the king of Ayodhya, rather you have to go to the forest for 14 years. The Valmiki Ramayana tells that there was no change in the facial expression of Lord Ram. Previous day, whatever was his facial expression, very pleasing to look at. Simply by seeing that, you will forget everything else and you will take shelter. The same pleasing countenance, the same face he had the next day also when he was told. So Dhir Mate. By his personal example, he's teaching everything. This is how we have to be. We lose our dhira because we are attached to so many things. Suppose if you come to know that from someone's house, some 50 lakh rupees has been stolen. you'll not become agitated because you're not attached to that money. But if you come to know that from your brother's house or maybe from your house, 50 lakh has been, then you'll be in the bed, maybe in the hospital taking drips because you're attached. Lord Ram showed how to lead a detached life. Dheeramate. And then Raghunayak Ram Ravesha Vibho. Raghunayak means he was the leader of the Raghu dynasty. It's a great responsibility. Leadership is assumed not by leadership is assumed by character. Actually, there are two kinds of authorities. One is managerial authority and one is character authority. Managerial authority is appointed that here henceforth he is your leader. Accept him. No. Character authority is like they earn that authority and people automatically start following that person. So he was Raghunayak. Automatically, everybody in the whole Raghu dynasty wanted to follow him. Raghunayak Rama Ramesh Vibho. He used to please everybody's heart. Anybody who meets Lord Ram will be happy, and from their heart, blessings will go for Lord Ram in whichever rasa, as a parent or as a friend. Always they used to will be the well wisher of Lord Ram. Varadho Bhava, Varado Bhava Dev Daya Jaladhe. Please give me the benediction. What benediction? Give me eternal bhakti unto your lotus feet. Why? Because Daya Jaladhe, you are the Lord and the ocean of mercy. Deva, you are Deva, you are the Lord. And Jaladhe, Daya Jaladhe. Jaladhe means ocean. Karuna Sindhu, ocean of mercy. So in that way, you have to bless me. So like this, there are so many phrases and so many Uttama shlokas which will tell you how everywhere the Lord in every incarnation shows and wins everybody's heart through his character and not through his power. I repeat, the Lord wins the hearts of people through his character, whether it is Krishna or whether it is Rama or whether it is any other personality. The primary reason why people worship the Lord is because his character inspires us. So this is the first lesson, that character charms the hearts more than accomplishments. Ramayana teaches us this. The second lesson which we would like to discuss is that bhakti is beyond external qualifications. External qualifications means what? I'll share another verse from Bhagavatam to show what is external qualification. Share my screen. Share. You see, this is from the first canto of Bhagavatam, chapter 8, shloka number 26, prayers of Queen Kunti. Queen Kunti is the most intelligent woman whom I have come across in the Vedic culture, in the Vedic literatures. And she is praying like this. What is she praying? Janma Aishwarya Shruta Shribhir Edhamana Madha Puman Naivar Hatya Abhidhatum Vai Twamakinchana Gocharam. So, Janma Aishwarya Shruta Shribhir. These are the external qualifications. What are they? Respectable parentage, that is Janma. Aishwarya means great opulence. Shruta means high education. Here we are talking about high material education. And Shri, that means bodily beauty. These are the external qualifications. Anybody who has these four things, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shribhir, wherever they go, they'll be respected. But this is not what impresses the Lord. You cannot tell the Lord, I am the son of this gated personality, so therefore you have to be kind to me. You cannot tell, look at me, I'm so beautiful. I'm Miss World, I'm Miss Universe, I'm Mr. Universe. You have to be merciful on me. You cannot say that, oh, I'm very rich. I'm Ambani, I'm Tata, I'm Birla. And you cannot say that, look at me, I'm a PhD. being a PhD, I should definitely, you should listen to. These are external qualifications. This will not impress the Lord. The Lord does not see external qualifications. So therefore, Mother Kunti is explaining, my Lord, your Lordship can be easily approached by those, but only by those who are materially exhausted. Materially exhausted means what? Those who have understood that all the material possessions of the world will not help me to take shelter of Krishna. So they have exhausted all material ideas and material resources, and they have understood that the only person who can help me, or the only way and I can help get the mercy of Krishna, is through the mercy of Krishna. So I have materially exhausted all the other options, and now I have taken shelter of Krishna. This is called bhakti. If I am still having faith that my degree will save me, or my money will save me at the time of death, or my relationships, or the society, or my relatives, or my family, or my strength, or my intelligence, or my gun can save me at the time of death, then I cannot do bhakti. So I have to become materially exhausted. And Mother Kunti, who is the queen of Pandu, she is the daughter of a king, she is the wife of a king, and she is the mother of kings. She's not an ordinary personality. My lord, your lordship can be easily approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with a sincere feeling. So only those who are not proud of their education, material education, only those who are not proud of their beauty, wealth, and high birth, only they can do bhakti, only they can approach. So therefore, the second lesson which we derive from here is that bhakti is beyond external qualifications. Now I'll give you example of some devotees from different backgrounds who got the mercy of Krishna, and most of them did not have these four qualifications. So, for example, take Valmiki's example. Valmiki was a hunter, and he had a pretty sinful life earlier. We all know about the previous life of Valmiki. But see how he got mercy. He got so much mercy, he just had the intention to serve, he had the desire to serve, and he was Sharanagati. Those six principles he followed. Another example is the person who is rowing the boat of Lord Ram while he wants to cross the Ganges to go towards Chitrakoot. This tribal person, in the previous ages, tribal means a different class of personality. In the previous ages, the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, they used to be begotten by Garbhan Samskar, high consciousness from birth only. How? Because the parents would not unite freely. The parents would not just, today I want to, unite with you. So I'm your husband, you are my wife. Let's unite. Not like that. Children were begotten through the process of Garbhan Samskar. If somebody would want a child, they would take permission from their guru. Guru would give them some instructions. They will observe brahmacharya for 2 or 3 years. And in that time, they would visit all the holy places, chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, serve all the sadhus, take their blessings. And then on a particular day, no secret, everybody knows today they are trying to beget a child. So in a very holy environment, after chanting at least 50 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the parents unite. Because the laws of nature say that the consciousness which the parents have during uniting, that attracts a particular kind of soul to the womb. So if I have a filthy pig-like consciousness, then a pig will be born, pig in a human form. So this Gardhan Samskar was 100% mandatory in Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. Vaishyas 50-50%. Some Vaishyas would follow, some business class people would not follow. Shudras were those people who were begotten without the Gardhan Samskar. And in Kali Yuga, all of us are begotten without Garbha. Every one of us who are sitting here. Kalau Shudra Sambhavaha. Anybody who is begotten without Garbha and Samskar, you may be begotten in a Brahmana family or a whatever family, so-called family. But because we have not been begotten by Garbhadan, Samskaras, the 10 purificatory activities, some before the birth, some after the birth, we are all in the category of Shudras. Kalau Shudra Sambhava. So in the previous ages, 75% of the population was Garbhadan Samskar population. So they had a very high consciousness. But these tribal people, they were begotten without Garbhadan Samskar. So their consciousness could not be trusted. So this Kevat whom I am talking about belongs from the tribal class. And Ram is Bhagwan. And when he's driving the boat, Lord Ram has nothing to give. So he takes the ring of Mother Sita and gives him that you take this ring as the fare to take us on the other side. And tribal man, he denied that Kevat, the boatman, he denied. He's saying that gifts are accepted within equals. You're not my equal. I'm not your equal. I cannot take any gift from you. Or rather, I'm sorry, I'm mistaking. He said that equals don't exchange gifts. And Lord Ram was smiling and he understood the mood of the boatman. And he, just to set an example for the society, he asked, my dear tribe man, my dear Kevat, my dear boatman, how do you say that I am your equal? While smiling, he asked. Then this boatman replies, it's a very famous line. I used to hear from my grandfather when I was maybe very small child. The boatman replied, तुम केवट हो एक सागर के, मैं केवट हूं एक सागर का, मैं सागर पार लगाता हूं. तुम केवट हो भवसागर के, भवसागर पार लगा देना. So the boatman said that, see, I am a boatman. I am just rowing the boat and I am helping people cross the Ganges or the river or the lakes, etc. So I am a boatman. But my dear Lord, you are also a boatman. I am a boatman of a small river, but you are the boatman of this whole Bhavasagar, this world of this ocean of birth and death, in which all the living entities are floating in millions of species and in millions of lifetimes. You are boatman of that ocean. Just like I have crossed you over the lake, I have crossed you over the Ganges. When my time of death comes, you become my boatman and take me on the other side of this ocean. Take me back home, back to Godhead. Take me to the spiritual world and help me cross this ocean of birth and death. So both of us are equals. You are also a boatman. I'm also a boatman. So therefore, equals should not give any gifts. I have given you a free ride. You also give me a free ride at the time of birth. So you see, this is bhakti. It does not see high birth also. Somebody who is not having a noble consciousness from birth, even they can do bhakti. Simply they need to have a desire to serve and they have to become Sharanagati at the lotus feet of the Lord. So Valmiki, Kevat, Jatayu. Just see the example of Jatayu. Jatayu knew that he was no match for Ravana. Absolutely no match. And Ravana was kidnapping Mother Sita in Abhijit Muhurta, a Muhurta which is very favorable. Anything done in that Muhurta becomes successful. One Muhurta is 48 minutes. He thought that anyways, I cannot stop Ravan. What I should do, I should delay his kidnapping. I should just fight with him, delay his departure. So he thought that 48 minutes, let me fight with him and let me be killed by him. Because the next Muhurta is a very inauspicious Muhurta. Anything done in that Muhurta is sure to fail. You see how he sacrificed his life. One lesson which we derive from here, success doesn't come from worldly opinion. Success comes from God's opinion. Worldly speaking, in the worldly view, in the material perspective, Jatayu was a failure. But in Krishna's opinion, in Lord Ram's opinion, in Bhagwan's opinion, he was a success. Because he did his best, he gave his best and tried to serve him with the best intention. Reverse is also true. The whole world may praise you. But if Krishna doesn't like you, or if Lord Ram does not favor you, then you are a failure. But if the whole world is spitting at you, but if God has liked you, then you are a successful. Success means to go back home, back to Godhead, come out of the cycle of birth, disease, old age, and death. That is success. Getting eternal service of Bhagwan in the spiritual world is success. Spiritual or material world, wherever. Eternal service engagement. So Lord Ram, when Jatayu died, personally performed his funeral ceremony and dispatched Jatayu to Vaikuntha. That is success. Materially speaking, Jatayu failed, but in the eyes of Lord Ram, he was. This is the lesson which we learn from here. You see the kinds of people whom Lord Ram has dealt with: Valmiki, Kevat, Jatayu, Shabri. I don't want to describe the Shabri pastime, all of you know. Love. Now, love. That's why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yo Me Bhaktya Prayachati Tada Aham Bhaktya Uparitam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. With love and affection, anybody who offers me a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Lord Ram is not in shortage of food. Lord Krishna is not in shortage of food. But with love and affection, if we offer him or her, offer him something, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, Krishna will accept it. Lord Ram will accept it. Intention should be there. Another example comes in Mahabharata. Duryodhana hired the world's best chefs and made 1008, just like I was reading somewhere, maybe somebody was telling me, or I don't remember exactly. I was told in this Anant Ambani, the son of Mukesh Ambani's wedding, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, for every meal, 200 items were there in the menu. And people could choose. I mean, it's unimaginable, 200 items. Because people from different parts of the world were coming, so all kinds of menu was made. Duryodhan crossed that also. He arranged 1008 menu feast. But because Duryodhan has no love, he has no surrender towards Krishna. He's enemy towards Krishna. Krishna rejected it. And he went to the house of Vidura where there was no menu. Probably they were not even ready to serve him lunch, but he had lunch there. Why? Because Bhava. So the name of Bhagwan is Bhava Grahi Janardhan. He sees our Bhava, he sees our intention. So although from materially speaking, when Shabri is eating those berries and offering it to Lord Ram, some strict Brahmanas may object that it is jutha, it is contaminated, it contains saliva. It is not offerable to the Lord, but the Lord sees bhava. Of course, this does not mean that we become loose in our service. Every time before serving Krishna, we have to taste and give. No. Shabri is an exalted personality. She is a pure devotee. She can do that. We cannot do that. So therefore, even while cooking bhoga for Krishna, we should never taste. That is the law, not only in ISKCON, but in all the other Vaishnav temples. While cooking bhoga, you cannot taste. And while cooking, you have to meditate whether the Lord will like this or not. Make it in a sattvic way. Offer it to the Lord and then accept it. But of course, Shabri is a pure devotee. Out of bhava, she's doing this. Similarly, we see in case of Krishna, Krishna's friends in Vrindavan were great personalities. The Bhagavatam says they have performed bhakti over various lifetimes to take birth as friends of Krishna. And Krishna would take something from their plate and eat and give something from his plate to their plate also. Because they were at that platform. They were not thinking that, they became friends of Krishna to serve Krishna actually. Mother Yashoda became mother of Krishna to become servant of Krishna. The friends of Krishna became friend of Krishna to become servant of Krishna. Srimati Radharani became lover of Krishna to become servant of Krishna. That was their consciousness. So Krishna would accept. And when Lord Brahma saw this, he became bewildered. That how can Bhagwan eat jutha? So therefore the Brahma Vimohan Leela had happened and Krishna had to teach Lord Brahma also some lessons. So bhakti is beyond external qualification. Again, we have some more devotees like Jambavanta, Sugriva, Vibhishana, demon. Just see, demons have taken shelter of the Lord. Hanuman, a monkey, squirrels. So bhakti is beyond all external qualifications. So therefore, what is our duty? Again, another verse in Bhagavatam I would like to share. Very nice verse. I'll share my screen. This is our duty. न जन्मनोऽनं महतो न सौभगं न वा न बुद्धिर्नाकृतिस्तोष हेतुः तैर्यद् विसृष्टान् अपि नो वनौकशश्चकार सख्ये बत लक्ष्मणाग्रजः. Again, Hanuman is only saying in glorification of Lord Ram, Lakshmana Agrajah, elder brother of Lakshmana. So what he is saying, just see here. One cannot establish a friendship with the Supreme Lord Ramachandra on the basis of material qualities such as one's birth in an aristocratic family, one's personal beauty, one's eloquence, one's sharp intelligence, or one's superior race or nation. None of these qualifications is actually a prerequisite for friendship with Lord Sri Ramachandra. Otherwise, how is it possible that although we uncivilized inhabitants of the forest have not taken noble births, that means not begotten by Gardan, although we have no physical beauty and although we cannot speak like gentlemen, Lord Ramachandra has nevertheless accepted us as friends. This is the humility of Hanuman, and this is the humility of all the servants of Lord Ram. They are saying that, see, we have no qualification. We are neither beautiful nor we are Janma, Aishwarya, Shutra, Shribhir, all these qualifications we don't have. But still, Lord Ram has accepted us as friends. Why? Because we have bhakti in our hearts. So the Lord Ram doesn't see who you are physically. He sees your soul and he sees your bhava, he sees your intention. So therefore, he is bhavagrahi. So therefore, the second lesson which we derived from Ramayana is bhakti is beyond all external qualifications. It's an internal qualification, actually. The third lesson which I would like to highlight, which is probably the most important lesson, not just in Ramayana, but in all the pastimes of the Lord does not tolerate Vaishnav aparad. The Lord does not like when one devotee offends another devotee. The Lord does not like when one devotee finds fault in some other devotee. Serious offense. It's called Vaishnava aparad. Many places the Lord has pointed this out. I'll give an example just to show it to you or help you understand how serious the Lord is about it. I'll give you two examples. When Hanuman was taking Ram and Lakshman to Rishyamukha Parvat to make them friends of Sugriva, at that time, when Sugriv saw Lord Ram, he welcomed him. He offered him a seat. But he did not welcome Lakshmana. He did not offer Lakshmana any seat. And this was an offense. Lord Ram represents Bhagwan or Bhagavad Tattva, or Lord Ram is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Lakshmana is playing the role of Guru. He's the Guru Tattva. So one cannot offend Guru and just respect Bhagwan. It's a breach of etiquette. Lord Ram noticed it, that only I am being welcomed and Lakshmana is considered inferior. He is not being offered a seat. He is not being welcomed. Lord Ram kept quiet. But Hanuman, being the intelligent personality, he understood. And he immediately brought a seat for Lakshmana and welcomed him, offered him, did all the things. But Lord Ram took note of it. Later on, Lord Ram encouraged Sugriva to go and fight with Bali. And then he saw that Bali is beating Sugriva black and blue. He had promised Sugriva that I will kill Bali when he comes to fight with, but he did not kill him. When Sugriva came back after being beaten black and blue, he asked Lord Ram that you are Satyavakya, you are a Raghuvanshi, you promised to help me, but why you didn't help me? Lord Ram said, I could not differentiate between the two of you. Now you tell me, somebody, Bhagwan, can Bhagwan not differentiate between two living entities? I mean, if a person like me with spectacles says, okay, I cannot see properly, I cannot do that, we can, but Bhagwan, he is Antaryami, he is Suhrida, he is in the heart of every personality, best well-wishing friend. How can he not differentiate between two people? So the Acharyas, they explain that Lord Ram was trying to say that I don't see material qualifications. I see only spiritual qualifications. Bali is strong, you're also strong. Bali is a contender to be king, you are also a contender to be a king. Bali is a monkey, you are also a monkey. Bali has many ministers, you also have many. These are some material qualifications. So therefore, both of you are same to me. On the above, on over and above, you have offended Lakshmana. So I'm not able to find the difference. Bali has also offended some saintly personalities, and you have also offended Lakshmana. So in all ways, you are both same. So therefore, I cannot differentiate between the two of you because I see no spiritual quality in both of you. So then Lord Ram calls Lakshmana that you please come here. You put this Vijay Mala, this victory garland on Sugriva. So when Lakshmana put that Vijay Mala, Sugriva understood his mistake. And then he understood that without the blessing of Lakshmana, I cannot get the mercy of Ram. Without the mercy of Guru, I cannot get the mercy of Bhagwan. So at that day, he surrendered to Lakshmana. He touched the feet of Lakshmana and accepted. Earlier, he was thinking, I'm friend of Lord Ram. Lakshmana is inferior to Ram, so Lakshmana is inferior to me also. No, that day he accepted Lakshmana as his superior. And when he got that Vijay Mala and when he went to fight, in one moment, Lord Ram killed Bali. So this shows that the Lord cannot tolerate any offenses, any Vaishnava aparadha. Another very serious example which I will give you, some people may have objection also, but this is a valid example coming from Valmiki Ramayana. Mother Sita had offended Lakshmana by doubting his character. Of course, we can all say this was not original Mother Sita. Original Mother Sita had already, the Valmiki Ramayana says that before this Hiran pastime had happened, Lord Ram, Mother Sita had understood that the time has come to do kill Ravana and we need a solid reason. So Mother Sita had been taken by Agnidev, handed over to Veerbhadra, and Veerbhadra actually took Mother Sita to Kailash and put her in the custody of Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati. And she stayed for 1 year in Kailash. And in place of her, an illusory Sita or Maya Sita was produced, who was actually captured by Ravana. So Ravana did not capture original Sita. So this Maya Sita was not just an image, but actually a spirit soul again. Some people say she was Vedavati. She made the mistake of finding fault in Lakshmana. When Lord Ram is running behind the deer, she's telling that sound is coming, save me. That Marich was shouting like that, hey Sita, hey Lakshman, save me, like that. So when Lakshmana is not going, understanding this is not Ram, this is some demon, this Chaya Sita, she doubted the character of Lakshmana. As a result of which, she had to go through Agni Pariksha. So the Lord cannot tolerate any offense. This personality playing the role of Mother Sita had offended Lakshmana. That's why she got separated from Lord Ram also for some time. And then she had to go through an Agni Pariksha. And actually, in that Agni Pariksha, she goes inside and her original Sita comes out. Therefore, on his way back, Lord Ram had worshipped Lord Shiva out of gratitude that thank you for nicely taking care of my wife for 1 year. And that is the whole Rameshwaram episode. This is in Valmiki Ramayana. Of course, many people say many different things, but we follow the Shastra. This is the Shastric reason. Another reason why Lord Ram established the Rameshwaram Sthana, the Mandira, the whole Tirtha, is because when he came in that area, he saw that people were not following the Vedic culture. And Lord Ram's only aspiration was to encourage people to follow the Dharma. So just to set the dharma and help people of that area become dharmic, he created a temple environment, a tirtha environment. And also he wanted to convey his gratitude to Lord Shiva for nicely taking the custody of Mother Sita. So in that way, he worshipped him also, thanking him, gratitude, expressing gratitude to him. And in that way, establishing a Shiva temple, which will engage. Lord Ram spent some time there and he made rules and regulations that this is how you have to engage yourself, this is your seva, this is your seva. And he made that whole area dharmic. So even if it is Sita, the personal associate of the Lord, even if they offend a devotee, the Lord will not tolerate. One cannot think that I am a very advanced devotee, very senior devotee, very close to Krishna. So I can choose to offend, I can choose to disrespect someone. No. So the lesson learned here is the Lord does not tolerate Vaishnava aparadha, whoever it is. Whoever it is. When Lakshmana offended Bharata by thinking that Bharata has desired to kill Ram, Lord Ram did not tolerate it. Just because Lakshmana, with tears in his eyes, fell at the feet of Bharata and begged forgiveness, and Bharata forgave him, that is why Lord Ram allowed him to stay with him. Otherwise, if that episode wouldn't have happened, Lord Ram would have discarded him also. So the third lesson which we learn is that Lord Ram or the Supreme Lord does not tolerate any Vaishnava aparadha. And we'd like to conclude with one last lesson, which is very important because as devotees, when we stay together, there is going to be difference of opinion. But that should not disturb our relationships. This is the fourth lesson. The difference of opinion should not disturb relationship between the devotees. And I'll give you one example to just show you, help you understand how to digest this lesson. So when Vibhishana came from the sky path, the Akash Marg, along with some of his ministers to surrender to Lord Ram, 99.99% people in Rama's army doubted Vibhishana. They said that he's the brother of Ravan, let's kill him. Sugriva doubted Vibhishana, Jamban doubted Vibhishana. Everybody doubted Vibhishana. There were only two people who didn't doubt Vibhishana. That one is Hanuman and the other is Ram. So now Hanuman, very recently, he has got the news of Mother Sita. So he is a popular leader in the Vanar Sena. And Sugriva is the king of the Vanaras. He is the, what can I say? Managerial. Sugriva is the managerial authority and Hanuman is the character authority in the Vanar Sena. In that way, we can see. Both are two great leaders and both have difference of opinion. So what the point which I'm trying to say here is just because we are devotees doesn't mean that we'll have the same opinion all the time. We will differ. We are all individual souls and we all have different opinions. But that should not spoil the relationship. Our difference of opinions should submerge or should go away. Why? Because we should see each other's intention. The intention of Sugriva is to serve Ram with the best of his capacity, and the intention of Hanuman is to serve Lord Ram with the best of his capacity. So therefore, both of them, they understood that both of our intentions are pure, but our opinions are different. So both of them went to Lord Ram and they asked, my dear Lord, this is our submission, this is our opinion. But what pleases you, that only we will do. What do you want? What you like to do? What pleases you? And Lord Ram said, Sakra Deva Prapanno Yas Tavasmi Iti Chayachite. Abhayam Sarvada Tasmai Dadamya Etad Vratam Mama. Lord Ram says that I have taken a vow that even if once someone comes and tells or takes shelter of me, even if once in their life, if somebody expresses Sharanagati or takes Sharanagati, Sakra Deva Prapanno Yas. Tavasmi Iti Chayachite comes in front of me in the mood of humility, just like a beggar. I will give him shelter. Abhayam sarvada tasmai. For the rest of eternity, I will give him material and spiritual fearlessness. Dadamya eta duratam mama. I have already taken this vow. So whether it is Sugriva or Ravana, anybody who comes to me to take shelter, I'll give shelter. Then Sugriva asked Lord Ram that, my dear Lord, you are speaking like this. If Vibhishana is coming to take your shelter, what will you give him? Lord Ram said, I'll give him the kingdom of Lanka. And then he says, what if Ravana comes and surrenders? Then Lord Ram says that I will give him Ayodhya. And then Sugriva is asking that, my dear Lord, you have now, then what will you give? Bharata is already the king of Ayodhya. You have coronated him. If you are giving Ayodhya to Ravan, what will you give Bharat? So Lord Ram said, I'll give the entire Vaikuntha to Bharat. Then Sugriva asked, then what will you do? Where will you rule? Then he said, my dear Sugriv, I will become the ruler of your heart. I will rule the heart of Hanuman. So when Sugriva heard this, he was in tears. And he said that only great personalities like you can think like this. These words befit your divine nature. So in that way, they were all of them, Hanuman and Sugriv, they surrendered to the decision of Lord Ram. Nobody argued after that. Sugriva did not feel any inferiority complex that my opinion was disregarded by Lord Ram. And Hanuman did not start feeling pride, oh, just see, Lord Ram did what I said. No. They were both mature enough. They understood that we both have the pure intention to serve Lord Ram. Sometimes we may have difference of opinion. Problem happens when we have material inclinations. Material inclinations or material desires, they take away the purity of our intention to do bhakti. So if we just put aside the material inclinations with spiritual intentions, even if we have difference of opinion, ultimately our relationships will not be spoiled. Relationships get spoiled with due to material desires, material agenda, and material inclinations while serving Bhagwan also. So if our intention is just pure enough that we want to serve the Lord to the best of our capacity, even if there is some difference of opinion, we will not be bothered and relationship will not be spoiled. And this is we see all throughout Ramayana. There are many people who are trying to serve Ram. There are many people who are trying to serve Lord Krishna, and they have difference of opinion. But that difference is spiritual difference, not material difference. And therefore, we should practice this. We should learn this as a lesson that even as practicing devotees, even if we have some difference of opinion, we should focus on the intention. Our intention is to serve Krishna to the best of our capacity. And this intention is greater than all other difference of opinion. This is the fourth lesson which we learn from the Ramayana. So I think time is up. It's around one. We'd like to stop now. I'd like to see if there are any questions or comments. If anybody would like to share some realizations, something which you heard, something which you liked, something which you take away from this session, or do you have a question? For just 30 seconds, can all of you turn on your videos? It is possible. Is it possible? I'd like to take the darshan of the devotees of Lord Ram today. I'd like to go in gallery view. I request all of you to kindly turn on. Yes, thank you all of you for joining. I see few devotees who are turning on, but I see others are also there. Yes, we can take a screenshot, and we all attended the class. Thank you. Very bold. Just see so many divine faces who have learned nice lessons from the great charitra of Bhagwan Sri Ram. Thank you. Does anybody have any realizations to share? Anything which you liked? Anything which you will take away? You can raise your hand, or if you have any question, you can raise your hand electronically. We have some 10 minutes. Any feedback? That yes, Prabhu, you said this, I didn't like this. Or how did you say this? Any questions? Okay, Anita Sen, Mataji, I will unmute you. You can ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Prabhuji,
Neeta
will
Mataji.
mute the other system.
After that, Anurag Khare will take his turn,
Yeah.
and then
Prabhuji,
anybody
today
else also.
you said that, when we were listening, that faith is the ultimate. Yes, of course, I will talk about myself. I do pujas, I will do japa. Sometime I still get fear. What will happen? How will I solve my problem? So I was just listening to that, and I was reflecting that might be I am still not to that level of faith. That is why I'm still scared. I mean, how can I come out of it? Even though I feel that yes, I should do complete faith on Krishna to resolve everything. Still, why am I not able to do that, Prabhuji?
I have your answer, and I will not speak. I will quote from one of the verses of Srila Prabhupada. Let me just open that verse. I'm posting the answer in the chat also so
Okay.
that everybody can see it, but I will explain it also. Here is the answer. Faith comes. Faith means serious devotional service. Only those who have faith, they can be serious in bhakti. Without faith. So faith comes by Shravanam, when you hear for a long period of time. When we start chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, that starts the process of building the faith. That starts the process of bhakti. But in order to build complete faith, one should associate with the devotees and hear from them about the Lord's transcendental appearance, activities, disappearance, and instructions, etc., etc., etc. So by more Shravanam, our faith will increase. Also, this is my personal experience. Sometimes when we exclusively depend on Krishna and go ahead in life, and Krishna reciprocates with us, provided we are working under the guidance of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, we are not doing something adharmic. When we exclusively depend on Krishna and we are following Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, and when we go ahead in life, and when we reach a point of no return, and at that time when Krishna reciprocates with us, our faith increases like anything. Or sometimes when we see some other devotee whose behavior or whose activities are exemplary and they are showing great devotion, even in adverse, even in the most difficult circumstances, when we see the great character of great devotees, Mahabhagavats, that time also our faith increases. When we read about such personalities in the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, like Prahlad, like Ambarish Maharaj, like Yudhishthira, that time also our faith increases. But primarily the faith increases by Shravanam. Because how do we hear about, how do we meet Prahlad, how do we meet Yudhishthira? So Shravanam. So faith will increase when I will become honest and sincere in my own practice and do more and more Shravanam by associating with those devotees who have faith in Krishna, who have faith in Ram. So just continue this process. Do more, attend more classes, do more seva, chant fixed number of rounds, 4 rounds, 8 rounds every day, regularly hear and read the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna will give you faith. Krishna will test you, and then he will give you the faith. So this is my answer to your question. It's not difficult. Millions and billions and trillions and quadrillions of people have developed faith, and they have gone back home, back to God. And you and me can also do it. Does it answer your question, Anita Mataji? Please remember that 80 to 85% of the creation is the spiritual world. Only special people like us are minority, 15 to 20%. We are in the material world. So majority of people who are there in the spiritual planets, they all have full faith. Only due to some bad association or due to misutilizing our free will, we have ended up in the material world. But we can always go back home, back to God. So Shravanam and association of devotees who have faith is the key. Simply by seeing them in action and simply by hearing Krishna Katha Ram Katha, your faith will increase. Hare Krishna. Anurag Khare, Prabhu, can you please unmute yourself and ask your question or reflection, whatever?
I don't have any special question, but I what I liked in this class, two things which I like most, I would say. So, like the first thing, what I would say, like whenever King Dashrath asked Ram, he'll be a king of Ayodhya tomorrow, and the very next day he asked, and he was saying like, you'll have to go to forest for 14 years, and it's the same face expression what he had at that time. So that call will,
Dheer Mate.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that is what we call as Lord Ram can only do this. The second thing which I like, the difference in opinion, like Sugriv and Hanumanji, right? So in that one, like he has the our both intention was same to save our Ram and our army. But Sugriv has, let's kill him because he's a brother of Ravan. And the same, he's a
No, no,
devotee of Ram.
Sugriv is not the brother of Ravan.
No, 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 not Sugriv. I'm saying Sugriv has opinion that
Okay.
he is a brother of Ravan. He's a brother of Ravan. And
Yes.
the same time, the Hanumanji has a, like, he's devotee of Ram. Uh, so, so hope you understand, right? So that
Yes,
is
yes, I
what the
understood.
two opinion, but intention is same. So
Yes.
that we got, yeah. So if you want to work, your intention should be clear. So that's two
Intention
things
should
which
be to
I,
serve the Lord. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you so
that's
much
good.
for your
Yeah,
two
Hare,
reflections.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Hare Krishna. Okay. Any other questions, comments, reflections? Anything else? Some have messaged me. Vaibhav has messaged me, but he has messaged me personally, and this is like a personal query, so I will not take it in the class. I will talk to Vaibhav. Prabhu can message me or get in touch with me because this is a personal query. I will not take it in a public forum. Arindam Sen, Prabhu, can you please unmute yourself?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So I have to share one thing. Day before yesterday, went to Durga Puja pandal. It's near your Sigihalli. I must have heard of Ipka Durga Puja. It's nearby Sigihalli only. So what has happened? We went for dinner at the night time. Now my wife Anita told me that some person is asking for money for many almost like half an hour or so. Nobody is giving the money. Then I went to that person and asked him, "What do you want?" I just put my hand to his shoulder and asked him. He got scared. First, he got scared. He was telling me, "Why you are putting your hand on my shoulder? Sir, you are well dressed up." Oh, no, it doesn't matter to me. You tell me what is the problem and how long you're standing over here to have food and all. So he told me that almost like 1.5 hours I'm standing here. Nobody's giving me some money to have food. So I asked him, "What do you want to have?" Then again, he got scared. He told me, "Whatever you have, sir, you just come here and give me." So I told him, "You tell me, what do you want?" Then he said chapati. Then after that, he said some chicken curry. Then he said biryani. I told him, "See, chapati is not available. Also, your some chicken curry is not available. Biryani is available. If you want, I can give you." Then he said, "No, sir, I don't want it." No, you have it. Yeah, I can see just looking at your face, you are so much hungry. So I can give you. Come with me. Then he said, "No, I'll not come with you.
Just
You just give."
Arindam
Yeah,
Prabhu, just
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Whatever you are sharing, it is relevant to the class, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. So then I said, "You do one thing, you stand here. I purchase the biryani and give it to you." Then I purchased it and gave it to him. Then after that, giving that biryani to him, he cannot express his gratitude to me. Like I was also feeling like crying. He was so happy. I even cannot express that feeling. I felt it so good, Prabhuji, by doing that. So I can feed somebody. And I also always believe like पता नहीं किस रूप में नारायण मिल जाएंगे. He is
No, no,
testing.
no, no. Don't worry. Narayan will never ask chicken curry and
Yeah,
all
I
these
know
things
that.
to
I know
you.
that. Even then, it's my personal
See,
feeling, personal
it
thought.
is our job to help
Yeah,
others,
yeah,
but it is our job to ensure that whatever help we do, it is a
yes,
dharmic help.
yes,
That is why Lord
true.
Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita speaks in the 18th chapter. There are three kinds of charity: charity in the mode of goodness, charity in the mode of passion, charity in
Yeah,
the mode of ignorance.
yeah,
So we should always do charity in the mode of goodness. Charity in the mode of goodness means give prasad to people, offer the
sure.
bhoga to Bhagwan, and because by eating biryani, somebody's hunger will go away,
Yeah,
but his
true,
lust, anger, and greed will not go away.
true, true, Prabhuji.
And next day he can become a thief also, or
Yeah,
do anything
true,
wrong also.
true.
But if you give prasad to someone, it changes their destiny, it changes their karma, it changes their heart, it changes their thought process. So we should always help people. That's why I believe in distributing prasadam. Massive, that's in Janmashtami or in our center also. Anybody who
Yeah,
comes,
yeah,
we distribute prasadam. Food distribution is going to fill the hunger or subside the hunger of the people.
true.
But until unless you change the heart and the consciousness of the people,
Yes,
the poverty of the soul and the poverty of the society cannot be wiped out. It is like
true.
cleaning the Ganges. Until unless you clean
Yes,
the hearts of the people, they'll again make it dirty.
yes,
So we are very
true.
grateful to Arindam Prabhu that he helped a hungry man. But next time, Arindam Prabhu should help the hungry man as well as the hunger of his soul also.
Sure,
As the
Prabhuji.
real hunger is there in the soul, everybody wants to feel the healing touch of
Sure,
Bhagavan.
sure.
And that is possible through prasadam. Thank you very much for
Yeah,
sharing this realization. Hare
thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so if anybody else has to share something, they can share, or else we'll close today's discussion. Any questions, by the way? Okay, then I'd like to wish all of you again a very, very happy Sri Ramachandra Vijayotsava, a very, very happy Dasara. I pray that all of you may take shelter at the lotus feet of Bhagwan, at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Lord Ram. And that shelter can only be taken by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra daily. That shelter is possible by reading and hearing the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam, the Ramayana. That shelter is possible by regularly associating with devotees, because only in the association of devotees you will develop faith. And make sure that you have Krishna Prasadam, Bhagavad Prasadam. Then only we will be able to take shelter. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.